Hello and welcome to Banks and Markets. This is Binam, and in this video I'm going to provide you numerical examples on modified Sharpe ratio. I discussed the concept of modified Sharpe ratio and also provided you a simple example in my video number 9 related to portfolio performance techniques. So this is therefore video number 10, and in this video I am going to provide you numerical examples in Excel. What I'm also going to do is provide you the calculations from the paper by Israelson published in 2005 in the Journal of Asset Management. Okay, we understood from my previous video that modified Sharpe ratio is useful when the excess return is negative, because the Sharpe ratio in the case of negative excess return can provide counterintuitive interpretations. So here is the numerical example for modified Sharpe ratio. Remember, in my previous example, there were two funds A and fund B, and in the case of the funds, the Sharpe ratio was same. I thought it is good that I make another example for you in which the calculated Sharpe ratios are not the same. So here we go. We've got risk-free rate to return this risk represented by standard deviation is 5 and 3, simply standard deviation. Yes, so therefore excess return is going to be the return minus the risk-free rate, so it will give you minus 15, and here it will be minus 12. So we now have the excess return, which is this part here, the numerator part, and therefore calculation of Sharpe ratio is so simple and straightforward. We don't need to waste more time. We can simply calculate. So according to the Sharpe ratio, higher the better. So it is minus 3, which is higher as compared to minus 4, because they are in negative. Yes, so Sharpe ratio is saying in between these two, the portfolio with higher risk adjusted return is portfolio X. So I give a color to say X as superior risk adjusted return as given by the Sharpe ratio. Now let's calculate the modified Sharpe ratio here, which is equal. Now we got the excess return divided by the standard deviation, which is 5, and then the exponent component, which is going to be the return again divided by the absolute return, which means the minus component will be eliminated, and that's how we get the modified Sharpe ratio, which is minus 75. If we do the same for fund Y, we get minus 36. Again, the rule is the same, higher the better. So 36 in terms of, because that they both are negatives, you see this is lower, hence better. So what it is saying therefore is, as given by modified Sharpe ratio, fund Y is performing better. Now if you just see here, it should make sense, because the return here, Y is enjoying 300 basis point higher. So there is, because this is 10%, this is 13%, 3% point higher. If you see here, in case of volatility, the difference is 2, so 200 basis point less volatility. 5 minus 3, yes, so 200 basis point less volatility. Yeah, and a higher return is enjoyed by portfolio Y. Yeah, portfolio Y. So therefore it is true that the risk adjusted return performance of fund or portfolio Y should be superior. This was not the case as shown by the Sharpe ratio. The result was counterintuitive. But what we learn now is the refinement to Sharpe ratio, which is this formula, which gives us the correct ranking. So we will therefore select portfolio Y or fund Y as performing better. Now, I will provide another example in which I will be discussing about the numerical illustration from Israelson paper 2005. Thank you very much for listening.